calculate the area of the design region. Okay, so this region we're asked to find the area, right? Common between the two quadrants of circle of radius 8 centimeter. How the radius is 8 centimeter? Because you want to draw a circle like this, can you see this becomes a radius, right? Both of them. And then also if I draw it for the other side, this too becomes a radius. Okay, now how do I find the area of the design? So this is how we're going to do. Area of the first quadrant, right, this entire thing, area of the first quadrant, and then plus the area of the second quadrant. Second quadrant is this, right? Area of the second quadrant, then minus area of the square. So when I subtract with the area of the square, I'll get the area of the design. Okay, so now try to understand here. Let's see, when I try to find the area of the first quadrant, right, this is the first quadrant, can you see that design is already included, right? And also when I try to find the area of the second quadrant, this, you can already see that the design is already included. Okay, so in other words, just remember that the design is there 2 times. Okay, so that is why when I subtract with the area of the square, 1 time it will get subtracted. Okay, and that is all only be left with the area of the design. All right, so let's start one after the other. Also, area of the first quadrant is equal to area of the second quadrant, right? So now let's try to find area of the first quadrant. Okay, so this entire area, formula is pretty simple, 1/4 times the area of the circle, right? So pi is 20/7, radius already given to us 8, then 4 1 is 4, 4 2 is 8. When you multiply, we're going to get 352/7. So remember, like I said, area of the first quadrant equals area of the second quadrant, right? Now I know about the area, right? Let's try to find the area of the square. So they've already given us a side to be equal to 8, so side squares, I'm going to get 64 centimeter square, right? So last step, I just have to subtract. Okay, so therefore area of the shaded region or area of the design, area of the first quadrant plus area of the second quadrant minus area of the square. All right, so we already know first and second, 352/7, 352/7, area of the square is 64, right? Now let's try to find the LCM. Remember, 1 is here, so if I try to find the LCM, it will just be 7, right? Write down the numerator, written 7, how many times 7? 7 on the 7. Write down the numerator, written 7, how many times the 7? 7 1 is 7. Then write down the numerator, 64. 1, how many times the 7? 1, 7 is 7, right? So 352 into 1, I'll get 352. Again, 352 into 1, I'll get 352. Then minus 64 into 7, I'm going to get 448, right? So when you add 352 plus 352, I'll get 704. So that's how we'll get the, after you subtract, the area of the design to be equal to 256/7. Okay, so the last thing you'll notice here is, let's see, when I add both the first and the second quadrant, 352/7 plus 352/7, can you see that it is larger than the area of the square, that is 64? Because see, 352/7, you will get 50 plus something. Okay, 50 point something, so it is 100, right? See why that? Because see, when you look here, it's supposed to be same, right? Area of the first quadrant plus area of the second quadrant, I'm supposed to get the area of the square, but we don't get, right? Because area of the square is only 64. Okay, so that was the reason. Okay, this design has been overlapped 2 times. That is why the area of the first and the second quadrant is more than the area of the square. All right.